Did you know that you can turn any plain product image into an ad that looks like it was shot on a real set using nothing but AI? Well, I was able to achieve exactly that using my simple workflow. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how to make ads just like this yourself, step by step from any product image you want. So let's just start by making the first ad. And there are two tools I'll be using for this. I'll use Higgsfield to create everything and Claude to write the prompts and the script. And the link to Higgsfield is down in the description if you want to follow along. The first ad will be a UGC selfie, where a girl films herself on her phone talking about a pair of chunky knit gloves. So first, I'll head over to Claude and paste in my prompt. In that prompt, I laid out the whole ad I wanted to make. I told it the product, the creator, and the style. And I asked it to write me every prompt for the build, step by step. And what it writes back is exactly as I wanted. It gave me the prompts for the product image, the character sheet, and the final frame, plus the script and the prompt to animate the video. Next, I'll jump into Higgsfield and start with the product. So first, I'll open image. Then I'll set the model to GPT image 2. I'll set the aspect ratio to 1:1 and the quality to 4K high. Now I'll paste in this prompt and hit generate. The image comes out as knitted gloves made with cashmere wool, and the texture looks really rough and realistic. It's even got a little bit of branding showing which company it's from, and the intricate pattern on the back of the hand looks uneven, like a real person knitted it. I'll use this photo as a locked reference for our product, so whenever I want to drop this exact product into another photo or video, it stays the exact same. Next, I'll generate the model wearing these gloves, so I'll keep the image model on GPT image 2. This time, I'll switch the aspect ratio to 16:9. Then I'll upload the gloves we just made as the reference, and I'll paste in the prompt and hit generate. We get a 3-part character sheet where the first 2 images show the front and back of our character, and the third one is a close-up of her face. Her hair is a bit messy, and she's got some redness over her cheeks. The gloves she's wearing are the exact same product we just generated, and her turtleneck also matches the color of the gloves, which is a really nice touch. All of these little things together are what make her look realistic. Now this character sheet does the same job as the product image, just for the person. So the sheet lets it copy and paste the exact same thing instead of guessing. Next, I'll generate the starting frame for the video I'm going to make in a bit. So I'll switch the aspect ratio to 9:16 since the video is vertical, and keep everything else the same. Then I'll upload our character sheet and our product photo as the references, and I'll paste in the prompt and hit generate. We get our character sitting down with her exact same features and the exact same product. She's caught mid-gesture, as if the model is talking about something. The image has this cool tone that makes you believe she's actually in a cold place, so the turtleneck and the knitted gloves make total sense. But before I animate anything, I'll read back over the script Claude wrote for her and make sure I'm happy with the lines. Because once it's animated, changing a single word means regenerating the whole thing, so I lock the script in first. Now the last step is to animate the ad, so I'll take everything we just generated and click video in the top navigation bar. Then I'll select Seedance 2.0 as the model. I'll set the quality to 1080p and keep the aspect ratio at 9:16. Then I'll bump the duration up to 15 seconds. Next, I'll upload the reference sheets for the product and the final frame and toggle the audio on. Then I'll paste in the animation prompt Claude gave me. And since that prompt already has the script built into it, I don't need to paste it separately. Then I'll hit generate.
Everyone I know owns those thin touchscreen gloves that do nothing. I wore these Nord ones for a week, wet snow included, and my hands stayed warm. That's it. That's literally the whole review.
In the video, as our character speaks, you can see the way she talks isn't overly polished or refined to the point where it feels robotic, which is actually a good thing. You can also see a little camera movement going up and down near the end. Everything in the video looks the same as we generated them, and that's because we uploaded those reference sheets for each specific part. And just by following these simple steps, we've got our first UGC ad done. But there's a specific reason this whole thing looks realistic, and you absolutely need to know how. And it all comes down to the material, like the wool on the knitted gloves. The whole trick with any of these ads is to pick one material that's genuinely hard to fake, and then throw most of the prompt's detail at that one thing. Wool is perfect for it because real wool has fuzz, loose fibers, and depth between the stitches that AI almost never gets right on its own. If you look closely at the gloves, you can see the individual strands, the stray fuzz, and the uneven parts where a real hand clearly knitted them. But it's not only the wool, her skin tone and texture are doing a lot of the work too. And the last thing that makes it even better, her turtleneck and the gloves are 2 different kinds of knits. And that's the most important part because it's the thing a human eye notices the most. Now for the second ad, I'm switching to a completely different product. This time it's a guy in a puffer jacket doing a walk and talk down the street instead of a selfie. First, I'll have Claude write all the prompts and the script the same way I did for the gloves. Then I'll head back to Higgsfield to make the product image. I'll click image and keep the model and settings the same as the first section. Then I'll paste in the prompt and hit generate. The photo turns out to be a black puffer jacket, and it's got some imperfect details, which is how it should be, and it genuinely looks like like a real product made by a person, not a polished, ultra-smooth AI jacket. Next, I'll do the same thing for the character sheet. I'll upload the jacket as a reference, paste in this prompt, and hit generate. This character sheet is pretty similar to our first one. We get two angles of our character, one from the front and one from the back, plus a close-up of his face. And just like the first one, you can see all the little imperfections. Things like his uneven hairline, the creases under his eyes, the patches of skin on the beard. Next, I'll generate the starting frame for the video. I'll upload the character sheet and our product as references, then set the aspect ratio to 9:16. Now I'll paste in this prompt and hit generate. We get our character just about to talk, somewhere that looks like a street in the UK. The buildings behind him also have all these different shades and textures, which makes the whole image look more realistic. And just like before, I'll read back through his lines and lock them in before I animate. And finally, to animate it, I'll click video and select Dance as the model. Then I'll set the duration to 12 seconds and toggle the audio on. Next, I'll upload all three references. Then I'll paste in this prompt and hit generate.
This is the Storm Puffer, and it's the only jacket I've reached for in 3 weeks. Packs down light, actually holds heat. That's the whole review.
We get our character walking down the street, talking about our product as he goes. And if you notice, the jacket folds and creases as he moves and gestures while he talks. Honestly, I prefer the previous video over this one. Here it's a little more noticeable that it's AI, mostly because of the walking movement. The selfie one had a lot less of that going on, which gave the AI less room to slip up. But this one's still pretty good too, and the lighting is doing most of the work here, because a puffer jacket is a completely different test compared to the wool. The whole thing is lit by flat, overcast daylight, which is soft and comes from every direction at once. That tells your eye the light still has a direction, even though it's soft. And the way it's exposed looks just like a phone shot it. So a walking shot is always going to be the harder test, but get the lighting right and you can redeem it for most things. Which is why it's the one thing I never rush on an ad like this. But both of these were still casual, phone-style ads, and I saved the hardest one for last. And I wanted to see how close these two tools could get us to something we usually see on TV. So this one's a luxury perfume ad without a person or a voiceover. It's just the product, shot like a proper commercial. So first, same as always, I'll tell Claude what I want and enter the prompt. Then, using what Claude gave me, I'll take the first prompt and go to the image section in Higgsfield. I'll set the aspect ratio to 1:1 and the quality to 4K high. Now I'll paste in the prompt and hit generate. In this image, I really like how the little smoke effects in the background are partly lit up by the golden light. And you can see that same streak of golden light continuing across the texture of the surface. The cap on the bottle is lit from a few different angles too, as if it was shot in a real studio. And right below it, there's a reflection of the bottle like it's sitting on a mirror. For the next shot, the location, I'll copy the prompt Claude gave me and head over to Higgsfield. This time, I'll just change the aspect ratio to 16:9 because I want the location to be wider. Then I'll paste in the prompt and hit generate. There's a lot going on in this image, a bunch of different elements working together. The whole image has this dark onyx aesthetic that matches the perfume. Now for the video, I'll copy the prompt Claude gave me, which is really detailed. I'll head over to Higgsfield and select Dance 2 as the model in the video section. Then I'll set it to 1080p and 16:9 and the duration to 15 seconds. Next, I'll upload our location and the product as references. Then I'll paste in the prompt and hit generate. The video gives us a lot of different angles of the perfume, and the whole environment kind of comes alive with all those little elements floating around. We can also finally see where that golden lighting was coming from. There's also an end screen with the product's name on it, and the slow motion effect gives you a second to actually take in what you're looking at. And that camera movement is exactly what's doing the heavy lifting here, since there's no person, just the product. That kind of smooth, controlled movement is what a real product shoot looks like, and it's what makes it feel filmed instead of generated. So even with no person and no voiceover, this ends up looking like something a real brand could actually run. And honestly, I barely did any of the actual work here. Claude wrote all the prompts and Higgsfield built everything. All you're really doing is setting the direction, so you can make as many variations as you want. Go sign up to Higgsfield with my link in the description and make your first ad on whatever you're selling right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.